All of you mid-game players out there have probably asked a pro for advice on how to become a specific hive color in Bee Swarm Simulator. Usually, they will say to be a mixed hive until you are able to get a Supreme Star Amulet. But oftentimes, they don't even specify what bees make up an effective mixed hive. Today, I will be showing you the best build that you can possibly be for your mixed hive. Now, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Hello everyone, my name is CatMix and today I will be showing you how to build your mid-game to end-game mixed hive. Now this is a topic that I don't think is talked about very often in the Bee Swarm community, but today I will be showing you exactly what kind of bees that you will be needing for your mixed hive. We'll just hop straight into it here. Now this is for mid-game players who are running with the honey mask, which I do highly recommend. I explained this in my other video. The only mask that you should really be getting would be the honey mask because it is just the best mask overall, you guys, because you get the coin scatter passive, which you can make a ton of honey on paired with the gifted honeybee. Alright guys, I'm going to break the bees up into categories. So the first category that we will be discussing will be the focus category, you guys. And this will be all of the bees that will produce focus tokens to help you crit more, do more damage on mobs, and also crit flowers, which gives you times 2, I believe, more pollen than you will normally get. So crits are very overpowered, you guys. So the first crit bee that you will need will be a gifted looker bee, as it gives 50% critical power and it also gives focus. So you'll need a gifted looker bee. And then the next bee that you will need will be a gifted commander bee because it gives 5% critical chance, which means that you will have a higher chance of critting when you are collecting or defeating mobs. The next critical bee that we will be talking about will be the music bee, and you are going to want 2 to 3 of these. If you guys are under 35 bees, I would recommend only running 2 of these guys, but if you guys have over 35 bees, then I would recommend getting 1 more, as Melody is very important and you will be getting it more often, and it gives 100% critical power, so your crits will do more pollen or more damage depending on what you are doing. This gives 2 other tokens like Focus and Token Link, which are very good tokens as well, so that's why you're going to want 2 to 3 of these guys. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up the critical category. We will next be moving on to the boost category, you guys. This is all the bees that will be producing your boost tokens that you will need to do your quests, you guys. I would recommend having 3 of each bee that does boost tokens if you are a more mid-game, but if you're end-game, you can have 8 bees in total doing boosts, 4 blue and 4 red. For the blue boost, you will want the gifted Kua bee, the gifted Bucko bee, and the gifted Frosty bee, you guys. These are the 3 bees that you will want to get, but if you guys have to choose between a diamond bee and also a cool bee, choose the diamond bee, you guys. Unless the cool bee is gifted, then I would choose the diamond bee over that to be your third boost giving bee if you are a mid-game player, but keep all 4 if you are in end game mixed hive. And for red, there's not very many bees that give red boost, so what you're going to want to have would be a rad bee, preferably gifted, and you're also gonna want a Riley bee and also a shy bee. And if you are an endgame mixed hive, I would recommend getting 2 shy bees instead of 1. So you'd have 2 shy bees, 1 Riley bee, and also 1 rad bee. And all of them should be gifted, or that should at least be your goal. It's okay if they're not, if you're planning on switching hive colors to something like the blue hive or something. But yeah, I recommend blue hive as your first hive, by the way. Yes, so that will be wrapping up the boost category. And if you are able to get yourself a tadpole bee, that is also good because it gets extra boost. But yeah, that kind of brings us to our next category, which will be the baby love category. You want at least 2 baby love producers, guys. So you are going to want a preferably a gifted tadpole bee over a gifted baby bee, as the gifted baby bee isn't as good because it doesn't give as many tokens. And the summon frog ability is very good for it's just replenishing flowers and collecting pollen in general. But if you can't get gifted tadpole bees, then you're going to have to settle with 2 baby bees. So next we will be moving on to some of your most important bees that you'll be needing for that pair with the honey mask. This is kind of a category, the honey mask category. So this one you will be needing a lot of carpenter bees, you guys. I would say 3 to 5 depending on how many bees you have. But I would sacrifice this bee for like a boost giving bee if you don't have enough slots for 3 different red boost bees and 3 different blue boost bees. I would recommend, yeah, sacrificing one of these bees if you don't have enough room in your hive. But yeah, so 3 to 5 of these would be good because they will set off the gummy mask's ability faster. And then another bee that will be essential to the honey mask would be the honey bee, of course, because this will ensure that all of the honey from your coin scatter that you pick up will be 50% more than you will usually get if you just did it without this gifted honeybee. And you should also go for getting amulets that also have honey from tokens from them. I believe the moon amulet gives it, and also I think the stickbug amulet gives it as well. All right, and then we'll be moving on to the mythics. This will be more for the end game mixed hives. So you will want actually 2 to 3 gifted fuzzy bees. I would actually recommend 2. 2 is a really good amount. And then you'd want 3 gifted tadpole bees and 2 spicy bees. The most important bee I'm saving for last would be the vector bee. You want 3 gifted vector bees. They should be gifted because you'll be making a lot more honey that way. But yeah, that is more for endgame. All of the event bees you will need, you guys. I forgot to specify this, but yeah, you will need all of the event bees. And I believe that wraps up all of the bees that you will need for an effective mixed hive. Next, I will be going over the bees that you don't want in your mixed hive. There are certain bees that will actually hinder the performance of your mixed hive. You might have these bees in your hive and you're probably thinking, well, these bees seem pretty good. Well, sometimes they're not the best. So the bomber you don't need, because you don't really need bombs, you just need boosts. You don't need a brave bee because brave bees mainly focus on attack, which you don't really want to attack. Mostly you're going to be focusing on grinding honey. You do not want a bumblebee because bumblebees actually give too much blue bombs, you guys. Next bee that you don't need is a hasty bee because you don't really need to be fast, you guys. You do not need a rascal bee. And you do not need a stubborn bee because stubborn bees, they only give 20% ability token lifespan, which is not really that much, you guys. I'll just make the token stay a little bit longer, which you do not really need. The next bee that you don't want would be a bumblebee because bumblebees, again, are more of a blue bomb bee. And then the next bee that we'll be talking about would be demo bee. You do not need this bee because it's just bomb pollen. You do not need an exhausted bee. And then you don't need a fire bee or a rage bee because these are bees that are more focused, I guess, on attack. And also the fire bee is a red bomb bee and you don't need that. Then the shock bee you don't need. The next bee that you won't need will be a demon bee. You do not need this bee. It is a lot of red bomb pollen. The next bee would be the lion bee. You don't need this. This is also a bomb bee. Ninja bee you don't need. It'll just be hindering your performance as you can have a carpenter bee instead, which will make honey marks and pollen marks that will make you a lot more honey. And this is going to wrap up the bees that you won't need. Now you guys are probably wondering, why don't I go red hive? Why don't I go blue hive? Well, the answer is quite simple actually. It'd be because of quests. Because if you have a lot of red bees, sure, you'll be able to do all of the red related stuff very quickly, but the blue and white related stuff will be quite a pain. And the whole point of a mixed hive is to be good at all of those colors so that you can get the quest done as quickly as possible. But yes, guys, that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this episode on how to become an effective mixed hive, and I will catch you guys in the next one.